Hey y'all. So my full name is Matthew Lopez, and I already know what you're thinking. Red hair, Lopez. He couldn't be Jewish. But I am. And if you couldn't already tell by the sound of my voice, that's right. I'm from Boston. I'm actually from a very small town called Sharon, of which we're known for one thing and one thing only, which is our entrance sign. It says, "Now entering Sharon," which was the most consent I saw while living there. So give it up to them for being progressive. So I am adopted, just to explain everything that's going on here. And being adopted is really interesting, more so like the nature versus nurture aspect. You see, despite the fact that both my sister and I are adopted from two different families, I'm left-handed. My mom's left-handed. My dad's left-handed. And my sister is a bitch. She hates that joke. She'd much rather say she moved to Israel, but I'm not trying to bomb this set. Yeah, no, I actually did visit her in Israel for her wedding, and I came back and I thought, oh my God, that's a terrible thing to say about my own family. So I thought I'd rewrite the joke for you guys. So here we go. I'm left-handed. My mom's left-handed. My dad's left-handed, and my sister is a cunt. Yeah, I was trying to bomb that set. So, no, a lot of people have asked me, being adopted, have you taken that 23andMe test yet? And I said, yeah, my 23rd birthday, I blew into that breathalyzer and found out I was 0.2% gin. And then I found out I actually had a little bit of Spanish in me, but that's because I bought him for the cop to get out of the ticket. Being Jewish is really interesting because we have a monotheistic religion, unlike Christians who want to shove everything down your throat just like the priests do to the altar boys. And, I really do have to give it up to Christians though, because I feel like they would have taught me how to get on my knees better at an earlier age, but at the same time, the last thing that priest could have done to me, besides converting me to Christianity, was convert me to a bottom. And he was successful. Thank you, Pastor Dave. So, who here knows what a furry is? Alright, so I lived in Fresno, California. I know, feel bad for me. Anyways, in Fresno, I met a bunch of furries, and I got invited to a furry Halloween party, which, fun fact, is the one day of the year they don't dress up as animals. And at this furry Halloween party, a gaggle of them, or a group of geese, as I may say, came running up to me and they said, "Oh my God, are you a part of the group chat still?" And I said, well, after the 7th wolf penis, I opted out. Why? What's going on? And they're like, well, there was a great deal of racism in the furry community. And I'm like, racism? In the furry community? You animals. All of you. But what does that even look like? Is it a bunch of people dressed up as dogs marching around like it's a straight pride parade saying, "We're not racist, we don't even see color"? That's a colorblind joke. If any of you didn't get that, you're part of the problem. You're part of the, but on the other side, what does it look like when you protest this? Is it a bunch of people dressed up as black cats marching around being like, 9 lives matter? But then on the other side is a bunch of white cats being like, all lives matter, grab us by our pussies. But then how do we, try to understand, or how do even these people get offended? What does it even sound like? Is it something like, did you just assume my breed? The person next to me is the Siamese. I'm clearly the Bangladeshi cat. But then I was like, how do we teach the masses about this? And then it hits me. In the arms of the angels. Hi, I'm Sarah McLachlan. You see, next to me is a bunch of people dressed up as cats and dogs. Because I got so sick of watching dying cats and dogs on the screen that I moved on to cats and dogs dying on the inside. You see, next to me is a man dressed up as a fox. He's been accused of being sly. Next to him is a man dressed up as a raccoon, and he is being berated with the age-old racist term, a thief. And then finally next to him is this super brave lion who can't go out of his house without being called out with the age-old racist term, you Taylor. That was an N-word joke. If you didn't get that, you're also part of the problem. I'm Matthew Lopez. Thank you guys.
Let's keep it going for Matthew Lopez!